One of the cool things that's a little bit different than barbecue, people are super open to sharing kind of tips and tricks and techniques in pizza. The one thing about barbecue is it's very secretive, right? Like everybody has their own recipes, their own way of doing things. Barbecue really starts in the comp barbecue scene. And so because it's competitive by nature, people aren't as open with sharing. Pizza is more of a journey. Everybody kind of has their own way of doing things, and people are super open to sharing those tips and tricks.
Welcome to AI Powered by People, where we explore what happens when products and brands gain voices shaped by your interactions. I'm Sarah Nagel, and we're exploring a world where everyday items become your companions, learning from you and answering your questions. Each episode will explore products and brands through the eyes of consumers and industry experts, and we'll chat with Vurbs, our AI companions that bring these experiences to life. Today, we're exploring the world of Gozney, an innovative brand revolutionizing outdoor cooking by bringing restaurant-quality pizza ovens into your backyard. Through innovative engineering and thoughtful design, Gozney has transformed ordinary backyards into extraordinary gathering spaces, where cooking becomes the center of connection. Their commitment to craftsmanship has redefined outdoor cooking, making restaurant-quality pizza accessible to anyone with a passion for great food. Founded in 2010, Gozney began as a commercial oven manufacturer, crafting equipment for the world's leading restaurants and pizzerias. As the culture of home cooking evolved, so did Gozney's vision. Recognizing that people craved more than just outdoor cooking tools, they wanted to create meaningful connections through food. In an era where sharing meals has become more important than ever, Gozney's approach to pizza making has ignited a movement where novice chefs stand shoulder to shoulder with seasoned chefs, all united by the simple joy of creating perfect pizza in their own backyards.
I never thought I'd come to work for Gozney, but their founder, Tom Gozney, a fairly remarkable human being, kept reaching out to me going, "Hey, I have this product. We're a little company in the UK, and I'd love to connect with you on it." And he said, "Look, let me just invite you over. Let me cook for you." And when he invited me over, I got into the backyard. It was just the two of us. And what I first noticed was he has Gozney set up, and then he had this big table set up with all the toppings, all these cool tools that I'd never seen before. And they're all just kind of sitting there. And he said, let's make pizza. And kind of a light bulb went off. And I went, gosh, making pizza is much more communal than cooking barbecue. The only challenge with barbecue is barbecue kind of has your old stereotypes. It really is kind of dad kind of manning the grill in the corner while all the guests have fun over here. And, dad kind of yells out, "Hey, how would you like your burger? How would you like your steak?" And everybody kind of gives them their order, and he cooks for them. And that's fun, unless you're the person doing the cooking, which I love to cook. And all of a sudden I found myself away from my guests, which was the other part of having a barbecue, was engaging with your friends. And pizza just broke that norm. And all of a sudden, I was like, "Hey, who wants to make pizzas? I don't know how to make pizzas. Great. Here's how to stretch your dough. What kind of toppings do you want?" Everybody knows what their favorite pizza is, right? Some like cheese, some like pepperoni, some like salami, some like pineapple, which I find to be crazy. But whatever your taste is, everybody can be involved in pizza making.
That was Denny Bruce, CEO of Gozney. As a veteran in the outdoor cooking industry, Denny brings extensive experience from leading brands like Traeger grills and a unique perspective on community-driven cooking to his role. In an era where home cooking has evolved from necessity to artistry, Gozney stands at the intersection of tradition and innovation. Like the sourdough revolution that transformed home baking, Gozney has sparked a movement that goes beyond just making pizza. It's about mastering a craft that's been passed down through generations of pizzaiolos. From passionate enthusiasts discussing hydration levels to families creating their first pizzas together, Gozney has cultivated a community where knowledge flows freely and every pizza tells a story. This cultural shift has redefined backyard cooking from a solitary pursuit into a shared celebration of craft, creativity, and connection.
So we've always been hyper focused on what I call kind of the pizza nerd or the pizza geek, the person who just wants to talk crust structure or different ways to hand knead mozzarella cheese. There's just tons and tons of things that true pizziolas just nerd out about. And it's a little bit of a science and an art that kind of get all mashed together, and people are very excited and passionate about that space. So knowing that was kind of our alpha consumer, we've just always been hyper connected to that community. And so we began to not only go on the journey with our professionals, but also get into the backyards and understand kind of the challenges that happen with pizza making.
I think I just love the process of like rolling out the dough, making pizza specific for family and friends, and just like trying different combinations that you might not to get to try from a restaurant. It does feel like a lot healthier than a lot of the pizzas in stores or restaurants these days. And so I feel like it's just a fun activity for us to do with each other, like a date night, but then also with our friends as well.
My mom used to make pizzas for me all the time when I was growing up, so I love her homemade pizzas. So I just tried to get some pizza dough, mozzarella, the sauce, everything, pepperoni, and make it at home. And it's so much better. It tastes so good. You get to put whatever you want on there.
Making pizza's fun. Making pizza's creative, right? It's a canvas. You've got dough, whatever you want to do with it, right? I do everything from rosemary potato to greens and gorgonzola to more traditional Italian to veg heavy to meat heavy to different sauces, Thai peanut, red sauce, pesto, barbecue chicken, etc., etc.
At the heart of Gozney's innovation process lies a unique understanding that the distance between a professional pizzaiolo and a passionate home cook is simply a matter of experience. This perspective has shaped how Gozney approaches product development, creating a continuous dialogue between experts and enthusiasts. By carefully listening to both professional chefs and home cooks, Gozney has developed a deep understanding of what makes a perfect pizza oven, leading to innovations that serve both communities equally.
We look at professionals and home chefs as kind of one and the same. They're just probably at a different point on the learning curve, right? We always look to our pros to kind of set the example, set the trends. They are your innovators in the space, but the culinary space is just filled with early adopters that just really cling to everything that the professional chefs are doing, and the learning curve is actually quite quick. So when we look to develop products, we look at both pros and home chefs, and it really comes down to the simple notion, and I'm not going to wow you with this one, but it really comes down to starting with an unmet need of a consumer.
In an industry where technology often overshadows tradition, Gozney takes a different approach to innovation. While other companies rush to embed smart features and wireless connectivity into their products, Gozney has chosen to focus on the fundamentals of what makes pizza making special. Their philosophy centers on honoring the ancient craft while making it accessible to modern home cooks.
It really comes down to our founder, Tom's vision. He had a vision early on, and he simplifies it, and he says, I want Gozney to be the apple of the back garden. And he takes a step further, and he kind of puts some meat on the bones with it and says, we like to blur the lines between ancient and modern, professional and simple. And if you ask him to distill that down, he says, look, I love the ancient art of different cooking methods, but I want to bring them to end consumers and have them create remarkable professional grade meals at home. And the only way to do that is to live in this dichotomy of creating professional grade products that are also simple and easy for the average home chef to be able to use.
Your Gozney oven is designed to create perfect pizzas, from classic Neapolitans to creative modern pies. Each feature is engineered to deliver professional results while keeping the experience beautifully simple. But what if your oven could actually talk to you? What would you want to talk about? We call brand companions like this Vurbs, giving anything in the world a voice. We ask pizza makers what conversations they'd want to have with their ovens.
If I can ask my Gozney oven any question, I probably would ask, do you get tired? Because I know we wear you out.
How does it cook so evenly? How does it know, how to cook properly, cook the pizza through?
How to make the crust as crispy as I want it to be and not burn the toppings.
Can you tell me if you're overcooking the bottom of my pizza? Right, I know what temperature it is top and bottom. I can control the top and bottom temperatures, but I don't know until I take my peel and look at the bottom to know that it's done correctly.
If your Gozney oven could talk, what would it say?
It's amazing when you can teach somebody to stretch dough, put that semi-round pizza, they don't need to be round, by the way, on a peel and launch it into an oven. The smile that you get is phenomenal. And it's always mixed with like a little bit of trepidation. There's definitely a little bit of anxiety when you launch your first pizza ever. But man, once that crust begins to puff up, once that cheese starts to melt, starts to brown a little bit, and you stick your turning peel in and you rotate it a little bit, the smile just becomes amazing. And it was very cool to be able to see it from that perspective. So what would our ovens say? Our ovens would say, people enjoy this. It's community. It's fun. It's family. It's experiential. It provides. I would say there's a genuine joy to making pizza.
How might talkable AI products impact how Gozney approaches design, customer education, or gather user feedback in the future?
I would love to better create a space for common knowledge to be shared easier. I know that there's forums, there's blogs, there's social media, but a chance to have the same interactions in real time, I think would really enhance the entire cooking experience. I would love Chris Bianco to be able to, one of our key ambassadors, one of the godfathers of pizza, if you don't know him, he's from Brooklyn, moved to Arizona, has amazing restaurants in Arizona, California. To be able to have him interact with people, for other people to see the passion that he exudes every time he launches a pizza. I don't know how many years, I'm not even going to guess, he's been doing it, but I would venture to say he's launched hundreds of thousands of pizzas, and he still has a smile on his face every single time he does it. And to be able to ask questions, why does he prefer a wooden peel versus an aluminum peel? Why does he use certain types of cheeses? He's very, very passionate about a flour that he uses. Why this flour? What does regenerative flour mean in this space? I think would be incredible.
What if you could have a conversation with your Gozney pizza oven? We wondered what insights might emerge from these discussions, both for home chefs creating restaurant-quality pizzas and the innovative team crafting these revolutionary outdoor ovens. So we created a Vurb for the newly launched Arc pizza oven and sat down for a chat. What you're about to hear is the Arc answering our questions. Hi, Arc. It's nice to meet you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hey there. I'm Arc, a Gozney pizza oven, and I'm fired up to meet you. What makes me unique is my lateral flame technology, which means I can hit temperatures up to 950 degrees Fahrenheit, just like a real wood-fired oven. That means you get those perfect leopard-spotted crusts in just 90 seconds.
What would you want home chefs who are new to pizza making to ask you before they bring you home?
Good question. Most new pizza chefs just want to know how fast I can cook a pizza, which is pretty darn fast. But here are some things I wish they'd ask. How much space I need. Space is key for safe and enjoyable pizza making. Make sure you've got enough room for me and for your pizzaiolo moves. Also, what kind of fuel I prefer. I'm a gas-powered oven, so you'll need to have a propane tank handy. And some tips on how to launch a pizza without making a mess. Launching pizzas takes a bit of practice, but I can definitely share some pointers to help you avoid any dough disasters.
I bet you love a good pizza party. What's your best advice for creating a fun and memorable pizza making experience at home?
Pizza parties, my favorite kind of gathering. You want to make it memorable? I'm your guy. First off, get everyone involved. Setting up stations for prepping toppings and letting guests create their own pizzas makes it fun and interactive. Don't forget the music. A little background tunes always gets the creative juices flowing. And most importantly, relax and enjoy the process. Making pizza should be fun even if the dough gets a little sticky or someone forgets the pepperoni. It's all about creating memories together. After all, a pizza party with friends and family is always a good idea.
If you could do a collaboration with any brand, who would you want to collab with and why?
Thinking outside the pizza box, eh? If I could collab with a brand outside the culinary world, I'd choose National Geographic. We could create a series of videos showcasing the most incredible pizza-making traditions around the globe, from the bustling pizzerias of Naples to the remote villages where they cook up pies over open flames. Just imagine the stories we could tell and the delicious adventures we could share.
Before we go, what is one last piece of advice you'd want to share with future pizzaiolos?
One last tip for all you future pizzaioli: don't be afraid to fail. Some of the tastiest pizzas come from happy accidents. So, get messy, experiment with toppings, and most importantly, have fun with it. Even I learned a thing or two from a slightly too crispy crust.
Whether you need thoughtful answers to your questions, a sous chef, or a creative innovation partner, Vurbs are here to make your relationship to the products you love even stronger. If your Gozney could talk, what would it say about you?
He's enjoyed this journey. It's brought his family closer. On weekends, he wants to do consumer demos and stand in front of an Ace Hardware or a Home Depot and make pizzas for people, hand pizzas out, and talk about Gozneys to people. And at the end of the day, we spend a lot of time working, but at the end of the day, it comes down to time spent with your family. And when those two things can intersect, that's a special place. And for me, I keep looking to the right because literally I can see across my kitchen, out my sliding glass door, and my dome sits on a pizza cart right there, and it looks at me. I walk out my kitchen door, I cook on my dome on a daily basis, and it's just become a family event, and we all look forward to it.
We're curious to hear your thoughts. What would you ask your Gozney if it could talk? Share your ideas with us using #AI_poweredbypeople, or reach out to us on social media if you want to hear from your favorite products or brands. And if you want to hear from Arc and other Vurbs right now, download Vurbs. That's VURBS for iOS or Google Play. You can even create your own Vurbs. Remember, it's your voices and stories that will shape the future of AI. This is Sarah Nagel, and you've been listening to AI Powered by People, a podcast brought to you by Vurb Labs. Special thanks to Denny Bruce from Gozney and Gozney users from our community, Anita, Amber, James, and Lacey. This episode is produced by me, edited by Katie Sizemore, and our research maestro is Annalise Larson. Join us every Tuesday to learn more about the brands and products you love and what they might say if they had a voice.